What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Friday, December 31st edition of FanDuel Tournament Plays presented by No House Advantage. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, all new users to No House Advantage receive a $25 deposit bonus using the code Awesemo. Today, we're going to take a look at 5 of the top tournament options on FanDuel. Keep in mind, there's still a lot of moving parts on this slate. We have guys coming back from health and safety protocols. We have guys constantly testing into them. The Miami Heat game is still at risk of postponement because they are still very, very shorthanded. But for now, assuming that game's going to go, let's take a look at 5 of the top options early on in the day for FanDuel. Starting at number 5, Keldon Johnson projected for 15% ownership with a 21% chance of being in the optimal lineup. He's $6,400. He has power forward and small forward eligibility. He hasn't seen a massive bump without DeJounte Murray on the floor this year, but he has seen a slight increase in production going from 0.91 DraftKings points per minute with Murray on the floor to 0.96 FanDuel points per minute without Murray on the floor. His usage rate jumps by about a point as well, but you're also likely to get a lot of playing time. He played 34 and a half minutes last game, wasn't in at the end of that game because it wasn't competitive. You could certainly see 36 plus minutes tonight from Keldon Johnson. Number 4, Trey Young, projected for 28% ownership with a 30% chance of being in the optimal lineup. He is $9,700, point guard only, has a relatively difficult matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers, especially now that Jarrett Allen is expected to return for Cleveland as well. So even though the Cavs are shorthanded, they do still have 2 of their best overall defenders in Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley. But Trey Young's rates without John Collins or Bogdan Bogdanovic on the floor since last season are insane. He has a 40.8% usage rate to go along with a 44.7% assist percentage. He's averaged 1.46 FanDuel points per minute over that time. And we're talking about a 490-minute sample. So it's not particularly small. You should expect tons of usage, tons of assist opportunities for Trey Young tonight. Number 3, Larry Nance, projected for 24% ownership with a 30% chance of being in the optimal lineup. He's $6,100 with small forward and power forward eligibility. Should be starting at center again tonight for the Portland Trailblazers. Without Yusuf Nurkic or Cody Zeller on the floor this season, Nance is a 15.7% rebounding percentage. He's averaged 1.03 FanDuel points per minute, and you're likely to get 32 to 34 minutes from him tonight in a favorable matchup against the Los Angeles Lakers. Number 2, Caleb Martin, projected for 21% ownership, 31% chance of being in the optimal lineup. He's $5,800 on FanDuel, so a lot more expensive than on some other sites, but he has shooting guard, small forward eligibility, so you can roster him at 4 different positions. And if this game goes, he's going to need to play huge minutes in a favorable matchup against the Houston Rockets. You can expect around 0.9 fantasy points per minute from Caleb Martin, and it's likely that he approaches 40 minutes tonight if this game goes. Coming in as the number 1 tournament option on FanDuel, Tyler Herro, projected for 39% ownership with a 46% chance of being in the optimal lineup. This is just another example of very good chalk that I think is going to be difficult to get away from. He's projected to be a bit underowned despite the high overall ownership. He's only $6,700. He has shooting guard and small forward eligibility. He's eligible at 4 positions, just like Caleb Martin is. And even if we assume Jimmy Butler is back, you're talking about a 30+% usage rate for Tyler Herro without Lowry and Bam Adebayo on the floor. He's going to need to play huge minutes. It's a pace-up spot. It's a very weak Houston defense. Everything sets up extremely nicely for Tyler Herro. Very high floor and a very high ceiling. So to recap, the top 5 tournament options on FanDuel: number 5, Keldon Johnson; number 4, Trey Young; number 3, Larry Nance; number 2, Caleb Martin; and number 1, Tyler Herro.